For us in the Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Resources, today is more than a ceremonial flag off. It is a renewed declaration of hope and resilience. A day that marks another chapter in our collective quest to ensure that no family in Borno sleeps hungry, no farmer is left behind, and agriculture remains a central force for peace, recovery, and shared prosperity. It is a statement that despite all odds, displacement, insecurity, climate shocks, and economic pressure, Borno State remains committed to growing its own food, empowering its own people, and rebuilding its economy through agriculture. Whether in the green valleys of Biu, Bayo, Shani, and Jafi, the resilient hills of Goza, the rice-producing plains of Jere and Damasak, the black alluvium clay soil of Mafa, the Kwa, Marte, Gala, and Kala Belge, or the recovering and determined strengths of fringes of Lake Chad. The Borno State farmer continues to carry the hope of this state's food security and future prosperity. Your Excellency, sir, you have shown this country and the world that good governance is not about convenience but about commitment. In spite of conflict and limited resources, you have made agriculture a central pillar for peace building, youth employment, community settlement, and inclusive growth. Your passion for the rural poor, your tireless energy, and your dedication to transformational leadership are reflected in every field visit, every directives given, and every policy under your watch. Under your visionary and people-centered governance, agriculture has experienced a renaissance in our dear state. With deep sincerity, I say this is not just a plug off. It is a continuation of your legacy of inclusive agricultural transformation. Your Excellency, sir, with your kind permission, I would like to briefly digress and highlight few remarkable milestones and success stories that you have recorded under the Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Resources, which has improved the livelihood of farmers and resettled communities across the state. 1. Input support program across the 27 local government areas. Taking Baga and Monguno as a reference point, over 12,000 smallholder farmers, resettled households, women and youth received improved cowpea seed, agrochemical, and a token for agronomical practices from the state government. The results were exceptional. Cowpea farmers in these two settlements produce an output valued at over 3.5 billion naira. Despite early cessation of rainfall, yields exceeded expectations, with farmers recording return of support over 19 times the value of what they have been given. In addition, through the distribution of Masakwa and agrochemicals to over 15,000 Firgi farmers across the 7 producing local government areas, the community has been transformed from zone of displacement to one of recovery and food production, which has resulted to improve household food security, improved market activities, and strengthened social cohesion among returnee population. And today, Firgi stands as a model for post-conflict agricultural recovery in Northeast. This clearly shows that when our farmers are supported, they do not just survive, they thrive. Farmers are, in response to these results, and in continuation of His Excellency's people-centered agricultural vision, His Excellency has graciously approved another round of pre-input support for this season, which is expected to be launched. These inputs will directly benefit farmers in resettled communities, smallholder farmers, and as well as women and youth. 2. His Excellency's sustained emphasis on dry season farming has brought a paradigm shift to how agriculture is practiced in our dear state. Today, farmers in Damasak, Baga, Gala, Bama, Dikwa, Monguno, GB, and other areas are not only returning to their lands, but were introduced to irrigation and seamlessly cultivating all year round. Thank you for the investment in irrigation infrastructure, tube wells, solar and conventional water pumps, solar-powered boreholes, fertilizers, agrochemicals, improved seed, petroleum subsidy, and extension services. These efforts are changing the face of agriculture in our dear state, from rain-dependent to all-year-round production. 3. In the current farming season, mechanization has also seen unprecedented improvement under His Excellency's leadership. The strategic partnership between Bosama and Mecca. Tractors were made available to smallholder and less privileged farmers at a highly subsidized rate of only 50,000 naira per day, compared to the 100,000 naira national average. And this has indeed yielded extraordinary results. Your Excellency, sir, we recognize that this initiative, despite its reduced revenue implication for the government, shows your consistent support for the agricultural sector and your desire to make modern farming tools accessible to the common man and not as luxury for few. 4th, lest we forget the devastating floods of 2024 that ravaged and degraded farmlands, displaced and left many of our farmers without hope and fear of the unknown. In this regard, and in his usual proactive and compassionate manner, His Excellency has swiftly approved the release of 50% counterpart funding, enabling Borno State to become one of the in the country to enroll its farmers into the Presidential Polar Agricultural Insurance Scheme. This landmark initiative provides comprehensive coverage of climate-induced disasters, including floods, droughts, and pest outbreaks, ensuring that farmers are fully compensated for any verified losses based on level of damage. By shielding farmers from environmental shocks, this scheme does more than offer protection. It restores confidence, promotes early planting, and encouraging bold investment in production in an era of increasing climate unpredictability. 5. Moreover, through partnership with the WFP and the FAO, the ministry has expanded support for wet and dry season farming interventions with a clear focus on transitioning from humanitarian relief to sustainable resilience building. In the ongoing 2025 wet season alone, more than 15,000 vulnerable farmers, including returnees, women-led households, and youth across 10 conflict-affected local government areas are currently benefiting from input support, extension services, and cooperative structures under the Borno State Government WFP Joint Sustainable Food Production Project. This includes the cultivation of over 3,000 hectares of farmland with the distribution of assorted improved seeds, fertilizers, agrochemicals, and other inputs tailored towards local agroecological conditions. These efforts have not only restored livelihoods in fragile communities, but have also strengthened local food production systems in line with the state government's resilience and recovery agenda. With over 40,000 relatively supported under the project to date, the collaboration remains a testament to what is possible when government-led initiatives are matched with the technical and operational strength of committed development partners. In conclusion, I wish to respectfully draw His Excellency's attention to the immense potential of the Borno fertilizer plant. The facility remains in good operational condition, and if fully activated through a well-structured public-private partnership, can play a transformative can play a transformative role in ensuring timely, affordable, and localized access to quality fertilizer across the state. By reducing our dependency on external suppliers and stabilizing prices for smallholder farmers, the plant can serve as a cornerstone of input security. Equally important is the need to institutionalize a dedicated agricultural development trust fund in the state. Such a fund will provide a sustainable financing framework for key agricultural interventions and shield the sector from future fiscal shocks or political transition. Furthermore, challenges related to inadequate storage infrastructure, persistent post-harvest losses, and limited market access continue to undermine farmer profitability in certain zones. We are confident that under Your Excellency's listening and responsive leadership, these critical issues will be addressed in a manner that strengthens the entire agricultural value chain and unlocks the potential of Borno's hardworking farmers. To all agricultural stakeholders, security agencies, development partners, farmer associations, and our resilient farming communities, we express our sincere appreciation. Your collaboration and commitment are a reality. To our farmers, the real heroes of this day, we say, may today's launch empower you to plant with pride, harvest in abundance, and feed not just your household, but all of Borno and beyond. To His Excellency, we thank you for standing not just as a governor, but as a sower of hope, a cultivator of dignity, a soldier of development. We remain committed to executing your mandates and transforming your policies into productive results on the farmlands of Borno. As we proceed with today's activities, we do so with confidence. We believe in the future of Borno, a future that is green, fruitful, and full of possibilities. May Almighty Allah continue to bless our effort and grant His strength, wisdom, and protection as He leads us forward. Thank you for listening.